Hello everybody, you know who I am, and if you don't, you probably don't care. Today we're going to talk about the M4 SOCOMs, now known as the FTAC Recon. In Modern Warfare 2019, this thing was absolute chaos in Warzone, and a little bit lackluster in multiplayer. Whereas in this particular game, the roles seem to have switched around, and I'm going to talk about exactly that in this video. The M4A1 SOCOM in 2019, it was death straight up. In this iteration of Call of Duty, the SOCOM returned as the FTAC Recon, which on the surface seemed to have filled the needs of the mainstream, which they're asking for. That being more bullets and no penalty for the SOCOM in terms of gunsmith ammo type. This was initially extremely exciting at first, but Infinity Ward being Infinity Ward went and made it, well, balanced. And created a whole subclass of weapons with just as good or if not better characteristics. Yes, that's right, we got the battle rifle class. So where does this leave the Recon then? Well, it's flipped in position in the overall game. No longer viable in Warzone, but an absolute wrecking ball in multiplayer. What made it unique in Warzone 1 was its true battle rifle characteristics, which you've got to consider Warzone 1 had no other answer for until the 10-round AS-Val came out later in the game's life, along with the 10-mag AMAX. Remember that? That was cool. Warzone 2 has a plethora of battle rifles now, so the need of the FTAC Recon is non-existent. They can all do what the FTAC can and aren't limited by a 15-mag handicap. This compromise makes the FTAC Recon fast and furious. However, unlike the films, this isn't shite. And it's very strong, it's very, very fast, and it handles like an absolute dream, which, when you consider these three factors combined, make it an absolute delight in multiplayer. In multiplayer, a balanced build is going to be fast, powerful, reasonable recoil, and capable of one-taps when you hit the head in semi-auto mode. Speaking of which, this is how you will be using the weapon 80% of the time, semi-auto. Outside of shotty range, semi-auto is a 2-hit kill and 1 hit to the head. Full auto is 2 and 3 respectively. Wait, inside any range, I said shotty range, but you know what I mean. But this means you have an answer for multiple situations. So I like to use the full auto mode in tight spaces, where missing a semi-auto shot would be more punishing than usual. Tight dom flags, hard points, and headquarters are going to be a good example of this. Or, in other words, situations you'd want to pull out a shotty. For everything else, semi-auto is going to be your absolute favourite. It's my favourite as well, especially if you're a fan of the marksman rifles, which a lot of you subscribed to this channel already are. And if you're not subscribed, why not? Look, I'm improving this shit. But on the other note, all these characteristics combined make the FTAC Recon an absolute delight in multiplayer. And that's, however, I must note, an absolute delight as a primary. Yes, technically the time to kill in Warzone up close is actually among the fastest in the game, on the basis you hit 13 of your 15 bullets. Now I just want to clear this up that I have seen the data, however the Lachman battle rifle is a nasal hair behind it and has a much bigger mag. Now I've cleared that up, let's continue stroking the Recon's meat for multiplayer. I'll be honest, there is a con, I don't like using this as a secondary with overkill. And that's because if you're going to use overkill, you're going to get far more value using an actual shotgun. However, if you do want a semi-automatic 2-hit kill pocket rocket, I recommend you use the best gun in the game in multiplayer. And that is the P980 pistol. I'm not even joking. I'm going to make a video on that because the thing is nuts, honestly. When you see the video, you'll be like, oh damn, he's got a point. But yeah. I'm not going to do a recommended build here, though I will give you my build in a moment, and that's because it's such a versatile weapon. I wouldn't want to limit you to just one build. I do have a compromise for you though. Don't run it long and heavy. If you want to run this long and heavy, then you'd be better off just using a marksman rifle or a TAC V, which is also a battle rifle. As promised, this is my build, not necessarily the best one, just mine. I'm rocking the FTAC Dreadnought barrel. This keeps the screen from bouncing around like a junkie who just got his, well, just had his acid fix, which on this weapon is very important. Suppression and bullet velocity give me a bit of versatility and really help out in that mid-range engagement. Now, 15-round mag because, well, obviously, and the Assault 60 stock. Woohoo! This one is naughty. Move faster, run faster, faster, crouch faster, aim faster, blow your load faster. Everyone's happy. And then we're going to slap this with the FTAC Grimline laser. Now, this one is going to... wait, it's basically going to be fully tuned for hipfire control. Nice. And why is that? Because the compromise is sliding hipfire control. Now that's an easy decision. Aye, that was a bit jarring, wasn't it? Then optic of choice. Now, back to the studio. Cheers, you absolute stud. So in conclusion, I absolutely love this weapon. For me, it's different to the 2019 game. Different doesn't mean worse. Like, some things are different and it doesn't mean they have to be better or worse. And I think that's a distinction that people often make between certain things. They see things that are different and they're like, that's different, that must be worse, or that's different, it's better. You can have something that's different and have redeeming qualities and make it kind of like the same. So there is a trade-off here. We've lost our Warzone juggernaut, but we've just gained a multiplayer juggernaut at the same time. And we haven't actually lost the value for the Warzone because we've now got battle rifles, which you can stack ammo for, and that's a really exciting thing. On top of the marksman rifles, which you can stack the sniper ammo on for as well. The niche that the M4A1 SOCOMs had in the game, that's been fulfilled by other weapons now. So we didn't need the FTAC Recon to be that weapon anymore. We've now got other guns that are that. But what we got in return is an absolute beast in multiplayer. But guys, I'm going to wrap that up there. What do you think of this video? Let me know in the comment section below. What marksman rifle or battle rifle are you using? And what do you want me to cover next? So yeah, let me know. And do you like this, by the way? This took time to set up. Oh, and by the way, shout out to Focus Canning for lending me the audio for this, which is a lovely little lav mic underneath here. You're welcome. Well, that went better than expected.